congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel got a bird's eye view, hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me, oh that's a good one. Pockets are dense, I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds. Somebody gon' want revenge.
Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River, and we've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Go. 120!
Yeah, I got you.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. 52 yards.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. On the ground, this is Kamara. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Here we go. Blue 80!
Blue dead.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wentz going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Let's go.
55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. Here we go, D, get off the field. Check 26. Kill.
They'll run it with Kamara. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
What? 3-15. 14.
Now Wilson. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss. That's DK Metcalf. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he will have the first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. It's complete to Jerron Brown. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. As the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick six last year, remember it, but it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs, and they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that, because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, kill. Hey, 4-2, kill. Mike. Hey, Alpha. 55, Mike.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. K.J. Wright racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
27. 28. Rip. Hey. Great. Back. Big Dad, quick. Kill. Go.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Michael Kendricks has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Returnable for Lockett. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Green 80! Look left!
Side field.
95!
Keeler. Check three. Check three.
Four down! Hey, alert!
On second and a couple. Wilson eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Watch QB drop.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Carson.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Let's go, baby.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
That's good for Eagles. First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. Motion backfield.
82, 14.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Ertz has it left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Two jet.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he's up across midfield and down in into Seattle territory. He was taken down by Cassius Marsh.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. 120!
Yo.
Lefty. Here, shift. Sunday. Hey, Echo.
Get your swerve on.
Wentz going to try and throw on third. Completes it to Samuel. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Set. 180!
Like 5-4. Rabbit.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his second touchdown here in this first half. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now he's going to go up top over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
57.
Switch it.
On the ground, Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the run.
Running with Kamara. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner, coming off a 3rd straight All-Pro season.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They got the interception, but very little movement that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Lady. Got one. 14.
On first down, Carson. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. To throw is Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Wilson now to throw on third down. They'll run the screen with Carson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. Gonna miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
The 45-yard line.
On play action, it's Wentz. Rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. They've got his man complete. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Wilson now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Zebra.
53 at the mic. 53 at the mic.
Now Wilson. He lets it fly from Lockett. He's got a man complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that one.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
12. Jump.
Now it's Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Zach Brown making his presence felt in the backfield. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Now it's Wilson. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
At their own 18-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part,
it's a foot race. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alvin Kamara, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good with a PAT. And he lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
39 yards there, a big one. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Myers' kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in.
And now look at him go. The 40, the 20, 10, for touchdown, Philadelphia. Alvin Kamara, 75 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Mike, 53.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Here we go. 280. Sunday.
Night, sweetheart.
Kamara. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run it again with Kamara. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Now Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 4th down now after a loss of 2. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal, please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
At their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Mike 51. Here we go.
Now Wilson on 1st down. pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Montez Sweat in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. They go play action with Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Third and long, it's Wilson. And he goes down, it's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
It doesn't help indeed. Already at the line, this Philly offense set. It's for them really. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On the ground with a tight end. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Don't be mad. This is more where it came from.
Here we go. Back. Waiting.
Check one. Watch it.
74.
Whip.
Hey, Charlie.
Shift.
Run.
On play action, Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Well, clear running situation. Trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. Well, they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
That's it. Big hit.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. They run it with Carson, and it work his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The Seahawks on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Carson. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
They'll toss it out to Carson, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That really sets him back, a loss of 6.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Tonight,
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game.
So for Philadelphia, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the